So in this presentation, I'll be covering why athletics dashboard is designed and how the data flow process works. And it is an interim solution as our campus-wide advising community is looking into enterprise advising solution. And at the end, we will go over the questions and answers you may have. And that being said, going to the next. The reason for the athletic advisor dashboard was in our current advising solution, there is no reporting capability. So our athletic advising team reached out to ITS and asked for a reporting solution. So this is the result, the dashboard, which I'll show you in the next slides, is the results of their need and their particular requirement for the reporting purpose. And again, as I mentioned, this is an interim solution. It helps advisors to identify students at risk, and it also provides them only the current term data. Dashboard helps, it helps to understand student performance relative to other students in the course. Here is the overview of the data flow. We're getting the athletic roster data. We also getting data from Unison Data Platform, Canvas data, as well as the student information system data. Materialized view is created from those two context stores. And Tableau dashboard is going against the data from the Unison, the materialized views that's been created. So here is the screenshot from the dashboard. There are 3 tabs were created. The main tab kind of gives them an overview of a general information on the athletic team, so sports, and the student within the sports. So as you can see, there is a current term and a current date. There are 4 filters available for the sports: unique name, last name, and a first name. And advisors have an option to sort it by either one of those by choosing this field. We also display the sports count and a student count. And this is pretty much depending on the selection. Currently, we have all sports, so we are seeing 26 and the total athletes counts. But if I were to select the sports from the pull down list, then it will, based on the selection, it will change the count here and count here. In the student general, academic general information, we are listing the sports that athlete is in, as well as the pursuing the degree that they're pursuing in, and the academic major, and a program name. Also their cumulative GPA, and the courses that they're signed up in the current term, and the credits. And this data column shows the average current grade in the course. Now, as you see red and blue here, this is the requirement from our athletic team. They wanted anyone who has a score below 70 show in red. Anyone above 70 and over will be listed as blue. So that is pretty much the general information, and the bottom section of the window lists the student assignment detail. And it's, again, is based on each course. So the course title and all the assignments that are due by the due date in the course, and the assignment title. And this is the column that our advisors needed, pretty much the comment column, where the comment is entered by the instructor or student, where it's visible for them to see, and assignment score achieved by the athletes as well as the max available for the assignment. And the last column is listed the average score for that particular assignment. And that's pretty much the first tab. The second tab is simply the summary, but for making it easier for athletic team to export in a reporting format, because this is what they share the status. And in Tableau, there is a feature right here. As you can see, there's a cross tab. So in a cross tab, when they click on it, they actually see the data off of this tab dumped into the Excel. But they only need to do, since the Tableau doesn't allow the formatting to take over, they have to format themselves. But that's the second tab where they could actually see each course, assignment again, their current grade, and all three similar information that we observe in the first tab. And the last step was developed simply for athletic advisor to learn overall counts of athletes in their own cohorts, so that it gives them a good feel that, okay, I've got all my athletes in my listing, so the data is accurate. In other words, that everyone exists. So in a closing notes, we know that Student Explorer, which is our current existing advising solution, is going away by December 2023. And the reason behind this is the technology is obsolete and it requires replacement solution. Also, Canvas data version of V1 is retiring as well, and that's why there is a deadline for this tool. And due to this reason, we ended up providing interim solution to athletic advising team. Our advising community at University of Michigan is working on requirements gathering for enterprise-wide solution. So it's in horizon, it's coming. So based on the demo that based on the screenshot that you've seen, our athletic team is pleased to see, because this pretty much meets their current requirement on generating the reports. If we have a time, I'm looking at the time. If we have a time, I can quickly show you the actual dashboard where you can pull down and pick and choose. But due to the privacy of the student, I have hidden their names on the dashboard. So only person ID is visible, but the rest of the information is what we have seen. In this case, I have selected gymnastic, men's gymnastic, and then you can see that we have a choice of sorting options here. And since I selected gymnastic, we are seeing 1 count and 24 athletes in the team. And similar, there are 3 tabs in here. Here's the last tab. And as you can see, so that being said, I think we are ready for Q&A.